Should you rest your achy tendon or should you use it? It's an age-old question that we get asked all the time at Active Life, and I'm going to walk you through the two different kinds of tendon conditions that could lead to you being better off doing one or the other. Here we go. This is what we would call tendon inflammation. It's an itis, tendonitis. This is what we would call tendon degeneration, an osis, tendinosis. Here's the deal. Tendonitis means that there's a bunch of extra fluid. The red represents the fluid in the area where the tendon is supposed to live. These black lines represent the fibers of the tendon. They're supposed to be lined up fairly linearly, which means that they would live right next to each other in parallel so they can all pull in the same direction at the same time. When the inflammation that you have gets into the space around and inside of the tendon, what happens is these fibers become very unhappy. And the more that you use them, the more inflammation comes to the area, the more unhappy the tendon becomes. This is tendonitis. This is an example of something that when you use it, it will feel worse. This is something that requires rest. Over here, we have tendinosis, or tendon degeneration. When something is inflamed for a long time, even if you rest it properly and the inflammation starts to go away, we can be left with a degenerative tendon because we haven't put any force through it for a long period of time, which means it basically loses its awareness as to how it's supposed to be aligned and arranged in space. The red represents there's still some inflammation in there. We're probably not gone of all of it if we're still dealing with a degenerative tendon. But this is going to feel better as you use it. This feels worse as you use it. You need to rest it. This feels better as you use it, and it really bothers you after you're done. We need to use it. So in this case, the best thing for you is going to be slow, controlled contractions in which you maintain the eccentric or the lengthening phase of the contraction as longer in terms of your tempo than the concentric phase or the shortening. So if I'm doing a bicep curl and the problem is in my elbow, I'm going to be better off doing a curl that looks like this than I would be doing a curl that looks like this. I want to make sure that my eccentric, the lengthening phase in this case, is longer than the concentric phase. Tendon degeneration, osis, gets better when you use it. Tendon inflammation, itis, gets worse when you use it. If your tendons are getting better as you use them, resting them is not your solution. Turn pro.